Welcome to 12 Leg Journey.
We're a couple of dinks in our mid-30s with 2 Yorkies and a severe case of the travel bug.
Follow along with us as we explore 48 states in 48 weeks. We'll be posting daily shorts and weekly long videos highlighting our travel within each state on Fridays.
Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe.
Well, welcome back, everyone. Guess what? We made it to 25 states.
Woohoo! Starting the downhill section of our journey.
It's gone by so fast. It's been so
weird.
Strange.
Doesn't feel like we're over halfway there already.
It doesn't, but we are. So my New Jersey sticker does not have the name on it.
Yeah, it's tiny. It's weird.
Yeah, Delaware had the name, but not New Jersey. All right.
Yeah, and Delaware is half the size of Jersey. So it's weird that they couldn't fit initials on there at least. See how she does, folks.
Yay!
Not too shabby.
I did pretty good.
Yay!
Did
These
it.
smaller states are pretty dang small.
Yeah, and these are going to be really small too. I felt like we took up more map with Texas.
Right. Right. Texas felt like a productive sticker to put on the map, whereas Jersey and Delaware, So we're here at the Thomas Edison House laboratory.
Thomas Edison personified the age of invention, America's new frontier in the late 1800s. Though he was best known for the phonograph and incandescent lamp, perhaps Edison's greatest invention was a new way to invent, the Industrial Research and Development Laboratory. Today, his largest lab complex is preserved at Thomas Edison National Historic Park. With his teams of scientists and technicians, he perfected his phonograph and developed motion pictures, and nickel-iron alkaline storage battery, and many other devices and technologies. Thomas earned 1,093 U.S. patents in his lifetime, most for inventions that came from here. 10 times the size of the Menlo Park lab where Edison achieved early fame, the West Orange complex looked like a small college campus. A 3-story building held a research library, machine shops for building models, space for experiments and various research projects, and Edison's office. Across from the main building were separate labs for chemistry, physics, and metallurgy. Though Edison was the guiding force behind every project, a spirit of camaraderie prevailed among the 100 or so employees. Small teams worked independently on aspects of projects, while Edison's made their rounds daily to fine-tune, offering inspired guesses that usually turned out to be right. He spent most of his time at the labs, often working overnight and indulging in quick naps in his library. Edison the inventor was also a shrewd entrepreneur who established dozens of companies during his career. "I always invented to obtain money to go on inventing," he said.
And what I'm going to talk this afternoon is on the phonograph, which he did not invent here, but he did invent. Many of what Edison worked on was innovation. What he did first of all was record it on foil, using that by electrifying the city to control through the power station. You had to get the power electricity to. So he already invented it, but now he wants to perfect it to make it commercially viable. And to do that, first of all, he had the foil, which wasn't very practical. And then so he used wax. He hadn't created a wax cylinder. And this, first of all, he used wax, beeswax. But the problem with that was in the summer, it would melt. In winter, it would crack. And it was difficult, the grooves would deteriorate.
That's pretty cool.
That is cool.
Columbia Records came in, and a fellow named Berlin, wax or blue emerald. Edison thought that was a better quality than this, and better because this was great. This is a old-time Victor record. You can tell how. And now Victor's records, the needle would go side by side, and it was easier to keep than the wax. So Edison, being
that's right.
he is, came out with something called
The business side of his operation centered on the phonograph. His factories in West Orange produced a variety of cylinder and disc phonographs and recordings, plus a business phonograph for office dictation. He introduced motion pictures and manufactured cameras, projectors, and films. In the Black Maria, the world's first movie studio, his staff filmed everything from ballet to boxing. The phonograph and film businesses capitalized on consumer demand for new forms of entertainment.
He wasn't wrong about that being creepy as hell.
Oh, come on, you love dolls.
Especially now with one, look at those eyes. And then it talks?
Yeah?
Hell no. Well, babe.
Yes.
They won't let you flash the camera here.
Oh.
I know that was right on your list of things to do.
I so wanted to flash the camera, but oh well, I guess I can't here.
So sad.
Gonna have to do that in the privacy of our trailer.
Apparently, this was the first, well, a replica of the first movie studio. It has wheels and you can rotate it, which is pretty dang nifty.
Isn't that cool? Okay, so you have your scenes in here, and I guess you
Open the roof for...
roof and doors for lighting, depending on how much you wanted. Well into old age, Edison was trying new things. A technique for poured concrete buildings, a fluoroscope to view X-ray images, methods for manufacturing large quantities of chemicals, huge machines for extracting iron from ore, and for manufacturing cement. His final search was for a domestic source of rubber. Thomas Edison died in 1931. The West Orange lab soon closed, but reopened as a museum in 1948. Edison National Historic Site was established in 1962. In 2009, it became the Thomas Edison National Historic Park. The park is a memorial to the man and a place where you can discover the roots of American inspiration and innovation.
Well, this is fun. I'm glad we found out that this is supposedly a decently safe neighborhood.
Well, yeah, so Kyle got to come on the whole tour with us. But this was a fun little stop.
From the visitor center, the lady could see the parking lot our trailer was parked in. So it made me a little more comfortable because she thought it was cute and had already admired it. So thought that maybe she'd keep an eye on it somewhat for us.
We peeked our heads out a couple times and everything looks good. And now we get to go back to the kids.
Go back and save the little monsters. This was very much right up our alley.
Oh yeah.
This is the stuff we look for. Did you kiddos make it while mom and dad were gone? You did? Barely? Barely? Well, we are at the Washington Crossing State Park, near the area where Washington crossed the Delaware River a few years ago.
A few years ago. The 1770s.
Yeah.
I think it was Christmas night.
You're gonna go check it out. I bet the museum will probably answer those questions for us here in a couple minutes.
I know we're history buffs and I don't remember the details, but we'll brush up on them.
Right? I learned to operate an umbrella from Amber.
No! After a series of defeats in New York in 1776, General George Washington's Continental Army retreated across the Jerseys, and on December 8th escaped across the Delaware River into Pennsylvania. The British, unable to find boats, could not pursue Washington further, so went into winter quarters, leaving a chain of outposts throughout New Jersey. The Trenton outpost consisted of 3 regiments of German soldiers known as Hessians. In desperate need of a victory, Washington decided to cross the Delaware River on Christmas night to launch a surprise attack on Trenton. It had been expected that the 2,400 men, 100 or so horses, and 18 cannons might be ferried over by midnight and the army reached Trenton before daybreak.
They got a couple years till they're opening their time capsule.
They were going to be in our 80s.
Oh.
Well, I'm going to be in my 80s.
And I'm going to be 6 feet under.
According to him. We'll see how it really goes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
85? That's ridiculous.
I know.
Who wants to live that long?
I don't know.
I've been too mean to my body for old age. I'm fat, I smoke, I wrecked dirt bikes as a kid.
Oh, God.
In the 80s does not sound nice.
The river had been clear of ice on the 24th, but before noon on the 25th was full of floating cakes of ice, however not very thick. As night fell, the army of 2,400 men began to cross the ice-filled river. A full moon would be shrouded by dense clouds so that the night would be extremely dark, and by midnight a strong storm had developed, hurling sleet, hail, and snow at the rebel army. For almost 10 hours, boats moved continuously back and forth across the river, ferrying men, horses, and cannon to the Jersey side. The entire crossing would be under the direction of Colonel Henry Knox. It was nearly 4 a.m. before the entire army was assembled and ready for the 9-mile march to Trenton. The ordeal of the crossing had taken much longer than expected, and Washington feared the element of surprise was now lost. It would be after daybreak before the army reached Trenton. By 4 a.m., the crossing of the Delaware River had been accomplished, but now the army was faced with an arduous 9-mile march to Trenton, with the weather continuing to be severe. The army marched inland for about an hour, then south to Birmingham, now West Trenton. Here they halted for a brief rest and hasty meal, and then the army was split into 2 divisions, one led by General Greene, accompanied by Washington, and the other by General Sullivan. Marching in separate columns for another 4.5 miles through a fierce and relentless winter storm, they arrived at opposite ends of Trenton. Contrary to popular myth, the 1,400 Hessians in Trenton had not been celebrating Christmas by drinking. If anything, they were fatigued from the constant patrols, guard posts, and duties that were required of them and every night. One of the 3 Hessian regiments had orders to sleep in uniform in case of an attack. Due to the intensity of the storm, one early morning Hessian patrol had been canceled and another shortened, and as the battle began, the snow, sleet, and freezing rain would quickly begin to affect the priming powder of the muskets and cause them to misfire.
You're in a hurry, but you just gonna stand there twiddling your umbrella.
Apparently.
Wives, I tell you. Wives. Well, why don't you go walk across the ferry for us, baby?
Oh, okay.
Don't slip and fall.
Seems okay. Da-da-da. Da-da-da. Could you imagine getting across in this thing?
Right, well, and you got your horses that you're trying to keep track of.
Right, you gotta put these sides up and ferry. It would take forever.
Yeah.
I wonder it took them 10 hours. Get all your men and horses and equipment. That'd take a while. After daybreak, at about 8 a.m., the Hessian pickets on the outskirts of town were encountered, driven in and boldly pursued by the advancing Americans. The artillery was quickly brought forward and would play a decisive role in breaking up 2 enemy counterattacks. Surrounded, outnumbered, and overpowered, with their colonel having received mortal wounds, and the weather having affected the musketry, the Hessians were left with no options but surrender. Well, hello everyone. Today we made it to Fort Mott in New Jersey. It actually looks pretty cool. It looks different than the other forts we've been to.
Yeah, it's amazing how different the forts are. So we've been to quite a few forts. Looks like a cool tower. I hope we can go up on it.
we get to see the museum. Yay.
Huh?
That's exciting. We get to see the museum.
Right?
The land where Fort Mott State Park now stands was purchased in the 1830s by the United States government as a future site of a fortification. Originally called the Battery at Finn's Point, the proposed fortification was one of a three-fort plan to protect growing industries and shipping along the Delaware River. Construction began in 1872, but was halted in 1876 due to lack of funding. Only 2 gun emplacements and several magazines were completed.
Golly, that's a big searchlight thing.
But look at that, that's so creepy and disorienting, like, whoa.
There we go. Get me full frame in there, right there.
Oh, there you are.
How you doing?
Searchlight burner unit. That's way smaller than the mirror for the searchlight.
Right.
With progress in military technology made during and after the Civil War, the United States defenses were dangerously inadequate. In 1885, President Grover Cleveland, at the request of Congress, appointed the Endicott Board, named after its chairman, Secretary of War William Endicott, to study the existing coastal defenses and develop a coastal defense plan for the United States. So, Bayer, tell them what you were able to figure out.
Well, there was a maintenance guy that we ran into, and Amber asked him if any of the buildings were open, and he said no, but he decided to let us in anyway. And I decided to push my luck on the way out of the museum and ask if there was any chance we could go in the tower. And he said to give him 10 minutes and he'd let us in.
So we get to go see in the tower after all. Woohoo!
Yay.
We're so excited. Good job, baby. I wonder if they were supposed to be open today or something.
I don't know.
He doesn't have to do all this, but we greatly appreciate it. It was funny when you were saying, I don't want to push my luck. I thought, what is he going to be asking him? I really didn't even think about the tower.
I did. The second he decided to open the museum, I was like, oh, I'm going to ask. He seemed pretty happy to open the museum, so I'll try.
Worst he says is no, so
right.
Yeah. This plan determined where defenses should be built or improved, the order in which the work would proceed, and the quantity and type of guns that would be placed at each fort. The main defensive concept for the Delaware River was the dispersion of armaments into 3 separate fortifications. Oh, look at that.
That's really cool.
Wow. A new fortification in New Jersey, a new fortification in Delaware, and upgrades to the existing fortification on Pea Patch Island, located between New Jersey and Delaware and the Delaware River. In New Jersey, the original plan for the battery at Finn's Point was abandoned, and construction of new fortifications began in 1896. This fortification was officially named Fort Mott on December 16, 1897, to honor Major General Gershom Mott. Born in Lamberton, New Jersey, General Mott was a decorated veteran of the Mexican-American War and American Civil War. I like the idea of carrying your phone in a saddlebag. It's awesome.
Right?
The very nice gentleman that helped us out, his name is Dan. He was a great tour guide.
He was. He had a lot of information. And
Oh my goodness, yes, very knowledgeable. And he took time out of his maintenance schedule to come and, show us around. So thank you, Dan, we really appreciate it. You were one of the best tour guides we've had.
Oh, that was amazing, thank you.
No, I need to go in front of you.
Oh, fine.
Ladies first. Oh, it's locked. I mean, it makes sense, but it's sad.
Gets her every time, folks.
I don't know why it still works, but it does.
Gets her every time.
And it's gonna still get me, probably.
Well, yeah, she could make it a little more challenging and make me have to work for it.
Apparently I don't. I get so excited in what I'm looking at. I'm not paying attention to him, and I should always pay attention to him.
Well, yeah. Attention, attention. I need attention.
You're just like Charlie, babe.
Right?
At Fort Mott, large caliber weapons, 3 10-inch and 3 12-inch guns, were installed on disappearing carriages. The gun emplacements were located behind a 750-foot long and 35-foot thick concrete and earthen embankment, which was sloped to form the parapet wall. So what, you get up here with guns or something?
Looks like it.
Oh, you can go in. I had a machine gun up here.
That works. It might be a binocular mount, sighting out so the big gun can know where to shoot.
These guns had an effective range of 7 to 8 miles and shot projectiles that weighed 600 to 1,000 pounds respectively. Beneath the 6-gun platforms were powder and shell magazines, ammunition hoist, a telecommunications system, and an electric generating station. 2 batteries, each with 5-inch rapid-fire guns, and 1 battery with 2 3-inch rapid-fire guns, were also part of the defenses designed to counter fast-moving smaller warships, which might evade the large-caliber guns. These smaller guns also protected the fort from potential land attack. When completed, Fort Mott contained cutting-edge military technology. In 1902 and 1903, 2 steel fire control towers were built to improve aiming of the guns. Observers stationed in the towers, in conjunction with plotting room personnel, directed the gunfire of the 12-inch and 10-inch guns. Fort Mott was a self-contained military community. The post had over 30 buildings, including 2 large barracks, non-commissioned and officers' housing, a hospital, a post exchange, a library, a guardhouse, a stable, a YMCA, and a school for the soldiers' children. Compared to the rest of it, I mean, they had to have more than this for the doors.
Well, they figured if you made it to this part of the fort, it was over anyway, probably.
Well, I could see that.
All right, human shield. Go ahead and go first.
I'm a poor human shield. You should be my human shield.
Yeah. The ladies first, remember?
No, not for the human shield part.
Ladies first.
I have double standards, babe. The Delaware River served as the main transportation infrastructure for Fort Mott. Troops were regularly stationed at Fort Mott from 1897 to 1922. With the construction of Fort Salisbury near Milford, Delaware, the technology at Fort Mott was deemed obsolete. From 1922 to 1943, the federal government only maintained a caretaking detachment at the fort. Towards the end of that period, Fort Mott's guns were dismantled and moved to other locations or cut up for scrap. Fort Mott was declared surplus property in 1943, and in 1947 the state of New Jersey purchased Fort Mott as a historic site from the federal government. On June 24, 1951, it opened to the public as Fort Mott State Park. Oh, it's spooky. Let's go in here.
Yeah, they don't have this one lit up at all.
Oh boy. Whee. Where's your phone, babe? I need a light.
Itsy bitsy spider, I'm down with you.
Give me your phone. Let's go explore. Oh. It's a room, but still. I think they kept in here.
Yeah, this is a cool fort.
Ugh.
Oh. We're at Gateway National Recreation Area. It's got a Sandy Hook Lighthouse and keeper's quarters ahead of us. But there's also a big military fort. I didn't realize how big it was when I was researching it online. But it goes forever. It's one of the bigger forts we've seen. But what I really came for was I wanted to see the lighthouse.
The Sandy Hook Lighthouse was lit for the first time on June 11, 1764. The lighthouse was built because the merchants of New York petitioned the Colonial Assembly of New York to build a lighthouse in Sandy Hook to guide sailing ships safely into the harbor. The New York Assembly supported the proposal and purchased a small quantity of land from the Hartshorn brothers, who owned Sandy Hook. The lighthouse was attacked several times during the American Revolutionary War and withstood attacks by Patriot forces. In 1857, the lighthouse received new improvements that included a third-order Fresnel lens, followed up with a new brick lining in 1863 that made the old stone tower wall thicker and stronger, along with a new iron spiral staircase and new window frames. The lighthouse was electrified in 1925.
That's one thing. Everywhere we go, museum-wise, they have 20-minute to half-hour long video, and they're always disappointed when we say, and we'll skip that, because 20 minutes to half an hour of sitting there watching a video, it would add a lot of time to what we're doing on this trip. The 20 to 30-minute videos everywhere you go, that's a lot. We tend to prefer to
Do our own thing.
explore it ourselves.
Yep. The lighthouse has witnessed many changes over the years, but the greatest change had been to the Sandy Hook Peninsula. In 1764, the lighthouse stood just 500 feet from the tip of Sandy Hook. Ocean currents continued to move sand up the coast that extended the tip further out into the harbor. The lighthouse now stands about 1.5 miles from the northern end of Sandy Hook. On June 11, 1964, the Sandy Hook Lighthouse was declared a National Historic Landmark on the 200th anniversary of its lighting. For more than a century, Sandy Hook lighthouse keepers lived in isolation at the end of this wind-swept peninsula. In the 1890s, the U.S. Army began building massive concrete gun batteries here to defend the entrance to New York Harbor. Fort Hancock was established to man the guns. The current two-family keeper's quarters was built in 1883, and it's the fifth house to stand near this site. The keeper and his assistant climb the spiral stairs to the lens house every day before sunset to light the lamps. Trimming the lamp wicks, cleaning soot from the lens, and carrying oil up the tower were some of their daily chores.
So we're at the Batsto Village in New Jersey. Gonna go check it out. It's an old abandoned village apparently, but some park service runs it now. So
Yep, they got a mansion you can go tour, so we're gonna try to go check it out.
well, let's go see.
We didn't pay for parking. Woohoo! Wow, I did good. It was free after all.
The only thing that cost us money was I missed my turn to exit the toll road, and then it was $10.85 to go half a mile to the next exit.
Yeah, it was an expensive mistake, but hey, they happen. So.
We're not used to tolls. We don't have those on Oregon, where we're from. We don't have those very much, so.
No, so we don't have to worry about, $10 toll mistakes. So it's odd to think about it here. Batsto was once a busy industrial town. From 1766 to 1867, valuable Pine Barrens goods, including iron and glass, were produced here. Today, Batsto appears as it did in the late 1800s, when it was both a farm and a vacation home for one of the country's wealthiest families. Wonder Woman! Oh, God.
I do wonder about you.
Well, at least I got on camera. It was a fail.
Oh, they have quite the feast laid out on that table. Oh, look at that vase in the middle of that blue. I really like that blue.
I love you.
Yeah, you're such a good umbrella holder.
I'm really not that
I like
talented.
the tower.
The village it remained today was founded by Charles Reed in 1766. Abundant natural resources made the area near the Batsto River an ideal location for iron production, allowing the village to grow and thrive. During the Revolutionary War, Batsto Ironworks was an important supplier of cannons, cannonballs, and camp kettles to the Continental Army. William Richards bought Batsto Ironworks in 1784. His descendants, including his son Jesse and grandson Thomas, continued to own and manage Batsto for the next 92 years. We're on the umbrella.
All right. Don't hit yourself in the face.
I didn't, see? Ah.
Regular old Mary Poppins.
Oh, okay.
You make life interesting.
I'm not super graceful with the umbrella. After the collapse of New Jersey's iron industry in the 1840s, Batsto transitioned to glass manufacturing.
Give Amber a break from trying to hold the umbrella.
Yes! I need a break from it.
It's entertaining to watch.
You want to get hit in the head again? Despite initial success, the glass factory closed in 1867, and Batsto fell into a period of steep decline. In 1876, wealthy industrialist Joseph Wharton purchased the Batsto mansion and the surrounding village. Over time, Wharton would come to own 96,000 acres in South Jersey. Batsto became his family's vacation home, and the area surrounding the village was turned into farmland. A little demonstration. Put your head in. Hello.
For your milking?
I don't know how they would get their heads to stay in here. How do you get them to stay in? Or was it over on this side? Did you put two? No.
I could be completely wrong with what it is.
No longer producing iron or glass, Batsto was given a second life as a small farming and milling community. The state of New Jersey acquired the 96,000-acre property between 1954 and 1955. Life is a one-time journey. It is better to stumble and trip through your own unbeaten path than to wake up one day old and gray, having never ventured from the sidewalk. Kyle Sickles.